Hey, what's up? I'm Cody the Coin Raptor, and welcome to my channel. I'm here to provide you the best crypto content you can find in 10 minutes, starting with our Bitcoin Chart TA. All right, today was a incredible day. I was looking at the charts, and I was seeing this sideways motion, sideways, 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 and then boom, as soon as the Fed meeting happened, it just took off. Bitcoin took off, and with this massive green volume candle here. And so Bitcoin came up, it touched the about 23,000 level or so, and then now it's moving sideways. So you can see here that it's at about a 73 RSI. It's pretty massively overbought right now, but the Bitcoin reacted very positively to the Fed meeting and the rate hike, okay? But that being said, it has to sustain this kind of rally. If it can sustain this kind of rally, if it can move sideways for a little bit, and it can continue to push the boundaries here and push the resistance levels, and it could potentially break out of this channel. Now, as a reminder, the upper part of this channel is about 24,600 or so. The lower part is about 19,600. It's been trading in this channel. Let me zoom out here. It's been trading in this channel for over a month now, and I've been waiting patiently for some kind of break to the upside or some kind of break to the downside. But today, instead of going and retesting the lower levels here, instead, we had a massive move to the upside. And so I expect right now it's going to continue to chop sideways. It's going to continue to stay within this channel, and I'll be watching it as soon as I get more information. That being said, the macro picture for Bitcoin is still very bearish, and we could actually still see a pullback here, depending on things like the GDP print that we talked about earlier in the week. That could potentially impact it, not to mention we still have more tech earnings. That could also impact it because that could also affect the NASDAQ, and Bitcoin follows the NASDAQ. So I could definitely see it pulling back again down at this level here below 20,000. I think we're going to have a couple more opportunities to buy it at around that 20,000 range, and I will be monitoring it as much as possible and seeing where this where the price action is going. So please follow me on Twitter if you want if you want as soon of updates as I can put them out. Follow me on Twitter. All right. So in correlation with this, you can go ahead and check the dollar index, and the dollar index had a very similar move. We go down here and we check the 1 hour. It is almost the exact opposite, and so that's the reason why I say paying attention to the dollar index is particularly important, because you have Bitcoin making this massive move to the upside and the dollar index making this massive move to the downside. Even though the Fed raised interest rates, the dollar is still very weak. However, right now this level is currently support at about 105 and 90 cents at around this level. It's been touched. It's been very solid support. However, again, the rule with support and resistance is the more times it hits, the more likely it is to break. So right now, this is the fourth bounce on the support level. We'll see if it breaks through or if it holds. And I will be paying attention to this as the information comes out, and I give you and as I can see this information. So back to our Ethereum Chart TA. Ethereum making some very interesting moves today as well. I've actually moved this resistance level down a little bit, and it's at about 1642 right now. And as you can see, it's touched this level several times. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. It looks like Ethereum wants to break out right now. It's trying. The more times it tries to burst through this resistance level, the more likely it becomes. And with Ethereum, it's been trapped in a very similar channel that Bitcoin has been trapped into. However, it looks a little bit less like a bear flag. And right now, we zoom in a little bit. Right now, it's approaching that very strong level of resistance where sellers come in and they force the price back down again. Now, the RSI on Ethereum on the daily is about 62, so it's not too overbought or too oversold. However, when you go into the hourly, it is massively overbought right now. It's at 75, so I expect that for the short term, we're probably going to see a pullback for Ethereum. All right, so let's talk some more about Bitcoin and the crypto markets and the Fed meeting. So our first story, crypto markets trade higher as Fed raises rates by expected amount. See, now this is particularly key because the markets were pricing in a 75 basis point hike. So the Fed came out and they said, we'll do 75 points. We're not doing 50. We're not doing 100. We're doing 75. And I said that this is probably the most likely outcome for this meeting. And if they'd actually raised it by 100, that would be very bearish because it means that the Fed doesn't think that inflation is going to be slowing at all. If they had raised it by 50, that would have been more bullish. That would have signaled that the Fed thinks that the inflation has stopped increasing. Okay, so the crypto markets and broadly the NASDAQ and the stock market reacted very positively when investors digested the Fed meeting and they said, okay, well, we already have 75 basis points priced in. And then Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, Jerome Powell came out and said that they could potentially reduce the rate at which these rate hikes are coming in. So that was very bullish. We saw a huge rally in both cryptocurrencies and in stocks. So that's something that that will have a positive impact on stocks and cryptocurrencies going forward. I've said and maintained that when the Fed reverses course on interest rates and they don't even have to lower interest rates, they just need to stop raising interest rates. That will be extremely bullish for crypto and the stock market, and that could indeed mark a bottom or a bottoming formation in the macro sense. Next, we have Shark Tank billionaire Mark Cuban saying that there is a nightmare scenario that awaits the crypto industry in regards to regulation. And so what he's saying is that we talked about yesterday how the SEC has a lawsuit that basically alleges that Coinbase has been listing tokens which it considers are securities. So the reason why Mark Cuban thinks this is bad is he says, wait till you see what they come up with for registration of tokens. That's the nightmare that's waiting for the crypto industry. So he's saying if they are indeed, or if the SEC is alleging that they are securities, then there's going to be a lot of hoops to jump through, a lot of hurdles to clear for these tokens to actually be registered. So that's what he's saying here. Michael Burry also doubts the SEC has the resources or the IQ to investigate the crypto listings on Coinbase correctly. He came out with a tweet and said, pretty sure the SEC does not have the resources or the IQ points to do this correctly. So he's very skeptical that the SEC will be able to correctly investigate whether or not these tokens that are listed are securities or not. All right, so that's all I got for you guys today. If you like this content, please let me know. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment. I would greatly appreciate that. Follow me on Twitter. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, signing out.